Mike Tyson just crushed Jake Paul in a game-changing speech that has the entire fight world talking. The highly anticipated Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson bout has taken another turn, and the excitement is through the roof, with both athletes not holding back the least to build hype for the bout. But Mike's recent verbal smackdown? Oh, it has crossed all lines of brutality, and Jake is sweating bullets. The athlete didn't just fire shots at the YouTuber-turned-boxer, but he exposed the problem child's shady plans. And before you think Mike is throwing punches in the air, he's got receipts. So, the hype for Mike versus Jake is reaching a fever pitch, and Mike has just added more fuel to the fire by unleashing a storm of words on the YouTuber-turned-boxer. And we're not just talking any words. Tyson's recent digs at the problem child can really make or break Paul's career. Yep, Tyson's recent game-changing speech has turned the tables on Paul and their upcoming fight. Out of nowhere, Mike Tyson delivers this insane speech. Now, this wasn't your typical, I'm gonna knock you out kind of thing. This was deeper. Tyson spoke at a prestigious boxing event, and let me tell you, the internet wasn't ready. Mike's all like, I'm here to tell you, Jake, your little internet circus is coming to an end. I'm coming for you, son. And when I step into that ring, you'll see what real boxing is about. You won't be able to hide behind your camera crew or your fancy editing. You'll be exposed for what you are, a fake, a pretender. Tyson basically said, hey Jake, put in the work, climb the ranks, then you can talk smack. You know what they say? You gotta earn your stripes in this game.
Listen, I started Jake off and I'm gonna finish him.
The athlete didn't stop there. Things only got more heated between the two. Wins? Wins against what? Reality TV rejects and washed up MMA fighters past their prime? Listen, kid, boxing ain't about highlight reels and fancy entrances. It's about blood, sweat, and the will to go 10 rounds in hell. It's about respect. Respect for the sport, respect for your opponent, and respect for the legends who paved the way for you. A huge part of Tyson's message was about respecting the OGs, the original gangsters of boxing. These are the fighters who came before you, the ones who bled in the ring, who built the sport into what it is today. Legends like Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Sugar Ray Leonard, these guys paved the way for today's boxers. Forgetting that is a major disrespect to the sport, a slap in the face to the fighters who sacrificed everything. Tyson wasn't just talking about himself, he was talking about a whole legacy of champions. There's no denying that Iron Mike has had enough of Paul. I mean, haven't we all had more than enough of Jake's useless taunts and brash personality? His no-nonsense approach is bringing him all the PPVs he needs, but it's still a far cry from championships and title shots. Now, these two were never really BFFs, but this bombshell has proved that Mike has no soft corner for Paul.
Okay, whatever. It's hard to even really be... he's not going to win. Look at, he can't even knock out Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is 40 pounds. How's he going to knock me out?
The internet exploded. Boxing analysts were praising Tyson's message. Even some of Jake Paul's fans were like, whoa, maybe Mike has a point. Here's the thing. Respect isn't earned online. It's earned in the ring with sweat, blood, and dedication. And of course, the internet wouldn't be the internet without some heated debates. Some fans sided with Tyson, applauding him for calling out the lack of respect in boxing. The boxing community felt it was a much-needed wake-up call for the celebrity boxing trend. But on the other side of the spectrum, some fans defended Jake Paul. They argued that he's bringing a new generation of eyes to boxing, introducing the sport to a younger audience who might not have been interested otherwise. They pointed out that Paul's fights are entertaining, even if they aren't the most technical showcases. There's some truth to that. Numbers don't lie. Jake Paul's fights consistently pull in massive PPVs, and this has undeniably put boxing back in the spotlight, even if it's a different kind of spotlight than in the golden age of the sport. But come on, boxing isn't about the glitz and the glam. It's about skill in the ring, and unfortunately, Paul lacks in that area. Now, to understand the nitty-gritty of Tyson's game-changing speech, we need to rewind back a bit. Let's rewind a bit. Remember when Jake Paul started calling out boxing legends? Yeah, it wasn't a good look. Names like Julio Cesar Chavez, Oscar de la Hoya, and even the great Holyfield. They all got a taste of Paul's online taunts. And guess who wasn't having it? The one and only Mike Tyson. Iron Mike wasn't afraid to let his feelings known, calling out Paul for disrespecting the sport and the fighters who paved the way. This wasn't a one-sided thing. Jake Paul fired back, claiming the legends were just scared of him and that boxing needed a new generation. It became a social media war, with fans divided. There were interviews, tweets, even some spicy memes going back and forth. It had the whole internet buzzing. But then something unexpected happened. After shaking off Jake's foolish challenges for years, the boxing legend finally agreed to give Jakey a taste of his iron fist. This matchup broke the internet. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul? I bet you it wasn't any of our bingo cards, was it? Come on, this was a fight straight out of our dreams. Or nightmares, if you want to put it that way. This fight wasn't just about boxing anymore. It was a clash of generations. A David versus Goliath battle where the internet went head-to-head with boxing royalty. The excitement was through the roof. On one side, you had Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet. A living legend whose ferocious power sent shivers down spines. On the other, Jake Paul, the social media maverick who defied all odds, racking up wins and building a massive online army. This wasn't just a fight. It was a cultural phenomenon. The ultimate spectacle with Netflix, the streaming giant, ready to broadcast it globally. Tickets were selling out faster than you could say knockout, and analysts were predicting record-breaking viewership numbers. Then, just as the hype reached a fever pitch, reality threw a brutal right hook. Mike Tyson's health concerns forced a last-minute postponement, leaving the entire boxing world holding its breath. The fight was still on, but the initial momentum took a nasty blow. If you've been under the loop, I'm sure you know all about Mike's ulcers acting up and them being the reason for this fight postponement. Or well, at least we thought. I mean, there wasn't anything more to believe when the fight hit a roadblock and Mike's statement started making headlines. I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, I have been advised by my doctor to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover. My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon. Jake Paul, this may have bought you some time, but in the end, you will still be knocked out and out of boxing for good. I appreciate everyone's patience and can't wait to deliver an unforgettable performance later this year. Now, Jakey was all like everything happens for a reason, but the boxing pros started to catch on. There was something else to this story.
Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless, gutted. We've been working so hard over here, everyone in this camp, and I just feel bad for everyone involved in this event, the whole undercard. Opportunity has been ripped from all of us, but I do value Mike.
Mike's ulcers couldn't have been the reason. I mean, this dude was training in the gym like crazy just a few days ago, and he was looking anything but sick. Plus, once the health hiccup happened, Mike assured fans that it was nothing serious and it wasn't going to affect the fight. Well, what happened then? Word on the street says it was Paul who got pre-fight jitters and decided to pull the plug on the fight while putting Mike's health under the bus. Think about how embarrassing it would be for Paul to say he's scared of a man pushing 60s. Well, let's not forget that the man in question is Mike Tyson, and he has chewed off ears in the ring before. Iron Mike may be older, but don't count him out for a second, folks. This fight with Jake Paul may have gotten sidelined for a minute, but Tyson's not letting Paul off the hook that easily. This ain't some playground scuffle that fizzles out after a little push and shove. This is a fight with a contract, a date, November 15th to be exact. And Tyson's coming in strong. This postponement might have slowed the Iron Mike down, but it hasn't chilled his determination to shut down Jake Paul's whole internet boxing circus. This is about more than just a win. It's about exposing the hollowness of online fame and reminding everyone what true boxing is all about. Come fight night. Expect Tyson to unleash the beast. He'll train like a man possessed, fueled by the desire to shatter Jake Paul's dream of becoming a legitimate boxer. This won't be a friendly spar. It'll be a masterclass in dismantling an inflated ego. If Jake Paul wants to walk away with anything resembling credibility, he better lace up those gloves and step into the ring. Because if he doesn't, this fight won't just end his career aspirations, it'll send him crawling back to pulling pranks on YouTube. Now, you may be wondering what's Jake's reaction to Mike's game-changing speech. Well, he went radio silent for a while. But the silence speaks volumes. Maybe Tyson's words got through to him and he's trembling in his boots. If he was having pre-fight jitters before, this news just dropped him through the canvas. Mike Tyson's announced he's adding a new wrinkle to his training regimen. A daily dose of watching Jake Paul's greatest hits. on repeat. Talk about psychological warfare. Can you imagine the mental torture of having your opponent's most embarrassing moments blasting in your ears 24/7? If Paul wasn't sweating bullets before, this is going to leave him a puddle on the gym floor. Well, I guess we'll have. So, what are your thoughts on Mike Tyson crushing Jake Paul in a speech? Make sure to fill the comment section with your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more boxing news. See you in the next